All right, the boys are back. We got some guests today too, which is awesome.
The boys are back in town. Plus some.
We again we say this every week. We're still not fired yet, so
Yeah.
that's
Depending on
Give
how you
us,
look at it.
give us time.
Give us an hour. Give us an hour and see. Check in with us after.
it's going to be a little different tonight. We got some guests tonight, which is awesome. And before we do that, shout out sponsors real quick to One Call Technology, who sponsors us and the entire network, a telecom communications company. Give them a shout or go to www.onecalltech.com. And then Fanatics, of course, we have partnered with. They got a ton of merch, whether it's college baseball, basketball, football, whatever you want. Our page on our Twitter and our link tree is linked to some cool golf polos, Nike, Adidas, all kinds of shit on there. So go check that out and grab some merch. So tonight, Brandon, I'll let you do the introducing of our guests.
Tonight,
it's all you, brother.
yeah, as a huge Chicago Bears fan, we have my favorite guy to listen to on NFL Network because, we're on the same team. And it doesn't happen very much. I feel like the NFL kind of hates on the Chicago Bears.
What?
I know. It's crazy, right? Never saw that coming. But I saw that Mr. Adam Rank himself, who does the Adam Rank podcast, so fantasy football, also some Bears stuff, which is, good for me. And then I started noticing lately you've been golfing a lot.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's see what Adam's doing. See if he wants to come on. Let us know how bad he's doing, how good he's doing, what kind of players he likes. But without further ado, we have Adam Rank from LA joining the show today.
Oh my gosh. Thank you so much for having me. I know I'm not supposed to talk until I've been introduced, but I couldn't help myself earlier. First of all, I got to address, I'll get you guys canceled. Like, give me 60 minutes. I will get you canceled. Like, that's not even hard for me.
Oh, yeah.
Also,
That's
the
what she
NFL
said.
Hold it. Oh, there it is. That's what she said. I see. That's how we start. I also I'm glad to know that we can work blue, so that's good.
Yeah.
That you got that right off the bat. Because it's always weird. Like, I haven't heard. Have I heard somebody cuss? Have I not heard anybody cuss?
Oh,
Glad that we've got. No, I'm glad you right on the sponsor read.
Yeah.
Like that's
dude.
that's extra gravitas.
Yeah.
Like,
Unfiltered here.
You messed up the
Fanatics must
sponsor.
be thrilled.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, go buy some shit at Fanatics.
Yeah, go buy some shit at Fanatics. They're doing every sport. They're bringing in underwater basket weaving.
We got
anything you can think of.
all your college baseball needs at Fanatics.
And shit.
And shit.
Don't forget the shit.
Yeah.
Golf polos.
Most importantly. Mhm.
I wanted to go buy an Arnold Palmer.
Ooh.
They have a nice Arnold Palmer hat for sale there at Fanatics that I almost bought. But I got to be careful with all the trucker hats because it's now the time of year where I can get burnt. So
yeah, so you can pull it off, dude. I'm just losing it and I can't let it go because I have an alien head. Like, nobody wants to see my head bald, Adam.
Mhm.
It's not going to help anybody. With you, you're rocking it. It looks good.
apparently women like it. So somebody told me recently, one of the school moms.
Oh, there you go.
So, hey, bald's cool. You're like, all right, cool. Then I'll keep it. I think, because I don't know if you saw Johnny Knoxville in GQ and he's rocking gray hair. He looks good.
Yeah.
Like, some of the photos, he looks like he's 80, but other ones, you're like, oh, there's a stylish 50-year-old man with the gray hair. And I don't know, like it's cool. I'm kind of like, oh, it'd be kind of nice.
Yeah.
To even if it was gray to have hair, but at the same time, I wear a lot of golf hats. So who cares? By the way, I know you were also saying like the Bears don't have a lot of representation on NFL Network. We got Kay Adams
now. Yeah.
Kyle Brandt.
I love
and
Kyle.
then me. Like, we're overloaded.
We're taking over. Yeah.
With
now
Bears love. Like, it's almost a Bears network. And it's to the point too, because like, I'll be honest with you. Like, listen, I'm not telling tales out of school to let you know that GMFB, maybe a little bit more, although I'm on GMFB. I've got a little plaque here from GMFB, so I'm part of the GMFB family. It's a little bit more high profile than Fantasy Live, which is like Fantasy Live is great. Like it's a season. Like boom,
I love your
we're there.
skits on it too. The skits on it are awesome.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. So, but yeah, so like Kay and Kyle get all sorts of swag and they get all sorts of cool stuff because they're on GMFB. Fantasy Live doesn't get that kind of recognition or love. Like they don't send me anything Bears related to wear. Actually, by the way, it's probably because of our showrunner. Our showrunner gets like super mad. Like, I don't know if you guys have heard of MJD. He's
Maurice Jones-Drew.
Yeah. He's on our show. Like I was wearing his jersey one day because like we were talking about MJD that day, and I'm like, oh, and we're working from home.
Yeah.
In this
was that a Jags jersey?
Yeah, it's his Jags jersey.
Yeah.
Just rocking his Duval jersey, just showing him a little bit of love. And the showrunner comes on before the show. Is like, hey, just so we're clear here. Like you're just gonna wear this for one segment, right? Then you're gonna change into something. And I'm like, well, I mean, I could. I didn't want to start a fight. I'm like, oh yeah, like totally planning to change this. Show. And I'm like, but he's like, yeah, there's like a certain sensitivity to be sure, like, like, I'm like, Kyle Brandt just wore a Buccaneers starter jacket for 3 hours the other day. Kay Adams will wear a Giants shirt.
What's up with that?
Nate but like she's representing. Like it's, I don't understand. Like we still have, and credit to Craig Germain who runs GMFB, who understands like, hey, the people who are doing these shows are fans of football.
Right.
Now, I don't think it would be a Propes, although it's tough because like when former players come on, like you don't think that James Jones is talking up the Packers all the time. But at the same time, for a fantasy show, like we should be wearing jerseys. Right. Like we should be showing like MJD was one of my favorite players in fantasy.
Oh yeah.
And now that he's like, I would say that he's a friend of mine, I'm going to wear his jersey. Like for 60 minutes of network, it's terrible that I'm wearing his.
I love it. Yeah.
And I'm a sellout too. Like there's no, like listen, I'm wearing my Strixon hat. Like I'm not afraid to let to represent people that I like.
Is that a sponsor, by the way, Strixon? Are you guys in cahoots, if you will?
Listen, I just like quality golf clubs.
There you go.
And golf
made by
balls.
Made by who?
Made by Strixon.
Yeah. Okay. That's
Strixon. Although I was there, what's funny is the
Masters
Marshall
tournament winner.
Yeah,
he played Strixon.
Oh, the Open winner.
Strixon. Mm-hmm.
The Open winner is
hey,
also.
Who has good Strixon shit?
Who's that?
Fanatics.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Do they? Good for them. I'm good. Happy to know that.
Yeah.
Shameless plug.
Can I tell you too? I was sitting there one day, and the marshal at Big Rec rolls up to me because I'm like looking for my ball, and he's like, "Are you hitting this? What's this ball here? The Senior Ixon?"
Oh my god!
And I'm like, "What?" I thought he was making a joke, and I laughed.
Yeah.
I'm like, "Yeah, that's mine." And he goes, "Oh yeah." He's like, "What is this? Is that personalized?" I'm like, "It's Strixon. What is wrong with you? You're a marshal at a golf course."
I've heard people butcher it bad too.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
But that might be number one.
Yeah.
Senior Ixon. That sounds like a disease. Like
I'm gonna
like diabetes. Like that. That sounds. I have diabetes, so I can say that.
Okay, fair enough.
Type 1 though. Yeah.
It's And then,
here we go.
Why did Bears are trash? By the way, can I tell you something else? This is another thing that I love about anything. Like, hey, what kind of balls do you prefer to play? Oh, I like Strixon. I like the Z
Star,
the Z Star XV. Actually, I had to ask somebody. I asked their PR person one time. I said, "Hey, it's a football thing, so I just want to make sure that I'm saying like XV, like it's not 15." Like Super Bowl 15.
Yeah.
And she laughed at me. Noelle's like, oh, she's like, I've never heard anybody ask that question before. I'm like, well, I'm an NFL guy. Roman numerals, we usually have to say it. I didn't know. I didn't want to be out there talking about the ZX15.
Yeah. The Pro V110.
The Z Star XV. Or is it 15? Z Star 15 is my favorite golf ball. But like, I like it. And then people will be like, it's garbage. It's trash. I'm like, it's not trash. Like, don't say that. Like, anytime.
I played the
like,
ball. I played the ball. I like it.
Yeah,
These
you know
stars
what?
are good.
And let me tell you something. Like, and there's people who will think like, there was something today. Like, they showed the Oilers logo, and they're like, who's the first person you think of? And I'm like, Kenny Stabler. I don't know why.
Really?
I don't know why that name came to me. It just did. And so I put that, and then people are like, wrong.
Warren
I'm
Moon.
like, it's my answer. Like, who
But
did you think?
there's not
who
a
did
correct
you
or
think
incorrect answer.
What's your favorite Star Wars movie? Well, I like Empire. Wrong. It's Return of the Jedi. Like, what? How do you make that determination for me? It's not best.
Yeah.
It's what's your favorite.
It's
Actually,
an opinion. Yeah.
one time on Twitter, though, I did when there was an anniversary of Master of Puppets. And I said very diplomatically that Master of Puppets is a fantastic album. Love it. Great songs, front to back, from Battery to Damage Incorporated. But for my money, my favorite Metallica album is Ride the Lightning. And Twitter,
Ride the lightning.
I don't know what was going on with Twitter that day, but everybody was very cordial to where they were like, hey, like, I like Ride the Lightning. I prefer Master of Puppets, or I prefer Injustice for All. But it wasn't like, you're a clown. Clowns like
You're
Ride the
wrong.
Lightning.
Clowns.
Like that's usually Twitter's response.
Yeah.
Clown. Ride the Lightning sucks. Fade to
Ratio.
Black sucks.
Yeah,
Oh,
ratio.
you're getting ratioed, bro. L. Took the L.
Yeah.
Took the
Bozo.
L there.
Bozo,
I
I've been
will-
seeing a lot. Rip Bozo. I don't know what that is. I don't know what the kids are saying.
How do all
days.
these kids know who Bozo is? That's like
Bozo the
somebody from
Clown?
my dad's era
Like, come on,
or
man.
whatever. I remember one time though, because Instagram can be super mean too, and usually it's kids who are like, they have blocked like private accounts. But one time this kid came out, was like, you're taking the L here, clown, bruh, and rip your mentions.
Was that on the I heard you talk about this on your podcast. Was that on the
Yeah.
Alex Smith Award thing?
Something like that.
Where he
It could
was
be-
like-
it could be anything.
It's like, no, that's stupid.
No.
Don't name it after him. Oh, the guy just like ripped his
rip
leg
your-
off and came back and
Rip
played.
your
but, yeah.
mentions, man. Like, whatever. Some kid on Instagram actually left his account open. Like, you could see it, and like the top photo was a photo of a grave marker. And I'm like, oh, look at you crying over your grandfather. L. Took the L that day. Rip.
How good would that be?
Literal rip. Yeah, I know. I wish I had the guts to
Took
do
the L.
that.
Oh, dude, just let me
Oh.
know. Yeah, I don't have a big enough, following yet. I could do that.
Dead. Like,
You let me
whatever.
know. Yeah, we'll just throw it out there from my account.
I'm
I'm
just
not,
so stupid.
All right. What do we have on the agenda first?
Oh, wait,
today?
is there
And
an
we-
agenda?
Dude,
I'm
we
sorry.
get no. We
Yeah,
get
do you
way
guys
off
have a
the topic.
rundown?
Dude,
If
we
we're
don't.
on topic, it's a problem. Like we're
Yeah.
not doing it if we're on topic. So
I'm a rundown killer, by the way. That's what they call me.
Adam knows that about me too. Both Adams now know that. But yeah, Adam above you, same as you and I.
Rundown killer.
We just crush it in a bad way. We're not.
We
good.
got rid of the stats guy.
we lose Brad.
Hey, by the way, I don't.
He left.
I don't get money from Fanatics, so take that thing off.
Yeah, you got to take it down.
I'm just kidding. I'm joking.
Put Strix
I'm
on up there.
No, I
I'm
want
just
to.
joking.
I want to talk a little bit about how me and Brandon always kind of start off talking about how we played,
Yeah.
in the
Oh, I
past,
love this.
the past week. And Brandon, this son of a bitch. Let me tell you about Brandon real quick. So Brandon's a scratch golfer, like wood course.
Yes.
Just and
Why not?
nonchalantly
Why
every
not me?
week. I'm texting Brandon. I'm like, yeah, I shot great today. 82, baby. Started off birdie, par. Brandon sends me a text. He's like, I'm so freaking pissed. I missed the course record by 1. I shot 9 under.
Oh.
I'm like, get the hell out of here, bro.
That guy. I'm that guy now.
You are-
He is that guy. He had a 54-hole Golfapalooza last week. Played
Oh,
54
sweet.
holes in one day. Yeah, that wasn't sweet. I would have been on the ground in the fetal position crying. There's no 18 holes kills me.
The 54 holes, I named it the Urlacher, by the way.
The
With all due
Erlacher.
respect.
All right.
Yeah, if you play 54 holes, it's the Urlacher.
the early.
I know you played
318s.
Big Rock today, didn't you?
Big Wreck, yeah.
Big Wreck. Yeah.
Wreck
How'd you do?
Park in Long Beach. Not great. It was not a great round for me.
How was the 3-wood off the first tee?
That was stupid. It was the dumbest fucking thing that golf never rewards you for doing the right thing. Like, I should have just pulled out driver and just went for it. Cause it couldn't have been worse. Cause I hit it. I said
that. I said that to you in the comment. I said, man, I go when driver cold. Who gives a shit?
I want it. Cause it's such a scoreable, like the second hole, like the first 2 holes, you got to go for me. You want to walk out of there with an 8. Like, I don't care how you do it, but you need to have an 8.
Yeah.
And
double par or better.
Double.
Yeah. So I mean the first 2 holes. You want to go par, and then get out of there.
You.
But I pushed it. I never pushed this 5-wood. And behind a tree, so I have to kind of like punch and run it. And Big Wreck has this Kikuya that'll just grab the ball. Like they've got the fastest greens, but sometimes if you can't get that green, the Kikuya grabs it and it's just, I don't know.
The Kikuya, he said.
Yeah.
Okay.
What is it? How is it pronounced?
I don't know. I'm saying I like that you know the grass.
Yeah,
I know, like at my course, the grass is shit grass.
Right.
But Kikuya, I can get behind that. Like when I go looking for courses now, that's going to be the one I want to know. Because you know when you're watching the PGA Tour and they say some crazy grass and you're like, I have no idea, but I do know what you're talking about in this scenario.
Yeah,
but
it's this crazy thing, and then it just started. It started like just unfurling because I was sitting there on 4. Was it 3 or was it 4? It must have been it had to be 3. And I had the ball. I knew the ball was teed up too high. Like, this is how precise I am. I'm like, I feel like this is too high. Let me read. No, because I always because I'm about an 18 handicap. So I play the whites and I refuse. My buddies will play the blues and I'm like, play the blues. Like, I don't give a shit.
Yeah.
Like,
have fun. I'm going to have more fun from the whites. Yeah.
I'm going to play the whites. And there's always like a thing. Like you feel like you're holding people up because you're like, I'm way up here, guys. and the guys I'm playing with today are just, one guy shot an 80, the other guy shot a 74.
Ooh, solid.
Bro. These guys. So I should have paused and just teed it down a little bit because I hit it perfectly straight. If I would have had it teed down, I would have had another 80-yard wedge in. I would have parred it. I would have been even after 3, but then there's a downhill par 3 that I ended up hitting the grass or hitting the green and it trampolined off, and then things just, I don't know.
That's not fun.
It got away from me. So I was in the 90s again. If we would have done this on Friday, I played 9 on Friday and was +5.
That's
so
good.
Like, I'm so
Nothing
good.
Yeah.
Like I'm the greatest. Like
step away from the tour.
I might have to start playing the blues now. And then it was like, no. And last week, like I had like an 83 mixed in with a 93. And then I had a 93 that I swear to God, because I'll go back. I have a very good recollection of like
what shot you hit.
Every shot, like everything. And I'm like, oh, there was 2 holes. Like that 93 could have been a 78. Should have been about an 85
with 2 different shots.
Could have been. Well, here's the thing. Like if you know Big Wreck, and Max Homa would know this. Yeah. On 11, if you get up on the hill, like you're dead. Like you gotta just wash it and just say, I'm gonna chip this into the gully and then chip uphill. Because if you try to chip downhill, it's a nightmare.
Chipping downhill is there's nothing good about that. That doesn't get easier, by the way. It doesn't matter how good you are. Trying to chip something downhill is not good.
Oh, it's brutal.
I do want to test out Brad here since he's here. This is the stat guy. What percentage of golfers break 100? Because I think that this would surprise you. Because if you break 100, that's actually, you're better than the average golfer. So if you're in the 90s, you should feel good about that. I know it doesn't feel good, but I could not have played only 55% of golfers.
All right.
So you're better than more than half of golfers because there's that extra 5%.
All right.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna take that.
Yeah. And then I wonder what percentage of golfers break 80.
How many golfers putt everything out?
5%.
Not Brandon.
Oh, I'm the give me master, or I chip in
2%.
But so only 5% of golfers break 80. That's nuts.
That makes sense.
So yeah, ask him that though. What percentage of golfers actually putt out? I don't know if there's a real stat on that, but I would say less than
5%.
Oh yeah, for sure. Because there's a lot of gimmies that I pick up and then I go to a tournament and I go to putt a 3-footer and I'm like thinking about it for way too long. Yeah. So usually they're like pick up. If I'm like within 5 feet, they're like, "Oh, pick it up. Oh, fuck this guy. Yeah. Pick it up. Nice chip, dickhead. Pick it up." Or they just kick it out to me. But like, yeah, ball and hole is a whole different thing. If you play until the ball is in the hole, it's way different.
It's a different score. It really is.
Yep.
Here's your stat, Brandon.
Pros convert 3-footers defined as longer than 2 and up to 3 feet. 99.4%.
That's the pros. By the way, one of my good friends who I golf with every week, he cannot putt with the pin in.
Gotta pull it.
And I cannot putt with it out anymore. Like I was missing everything with it out. And he's like, what? He's like, because I kind of get where he's coming from, where it's like, it looks like a hula hoop when you pull that pin. Like it's so big and inviting. But I'm like, I need that aim small, miss small. Like where I'm just trying to knock that thing off the pin.
Right.
That's what I do. I don't read break anymore. I just hit it hard and straight at the freaking flag stick and let it go in.
Yeah, you gotta know what kind of putter you are. Because I'm a diver, but I still need the pin in, which doesn't make any sense. But yeah, my friend likes to drive it through the breaks. I'm like, dude, pull it up.
Yeah, I would say for any of my 3-footers, I'm hitting it to the back of the cup hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like if you do that, I swear to God, it'll drop
100%.
Strokes off. Yeah. Just hit it hard to the back of the hole. Because if you try to play little cute breaks from 3 feet, you're going to miss them.
Yeah.
And I did that for a long time.
Yeah.
I still do it, but that's neither here nor there, you know? But if you hit it to the back of the hole, it helps.
100%.
Let's talk about my game I played on Sunday with Steven. Steven was on here a little bit ago, sending some comments, but I played just that local course. I played down here in Columbia, Tennessee, and Brandon would shoot like 15 under on this course. I bet. I think I hope so. The longest par 5 is like 440.
Oh my God.
Or 480.
What?
That might be 480. Yeah.
Even 480. That's nice. I'll take that as a par 5.
Yeah. I mean, you're
600.
You're on in 2. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
If you're not on in 2 in those, you're in the woods or something.
Something's wrong. Yeah, for sure.
So I start off like I always do, birdie par. I'm like, yep. It's Brandon's game. It's Brandon's game all over again. If I start off like that, I'm gonna be 95 guaranteed.
Yeah. Birdie is not good for me on the first hole. Swear to God, awful.
So 39 on the front. I'm like, I'll take it.
That's over. Great.
3 over.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Get to the turn, and just I couldn't drink enough to fucking play anymore.
Oh no!
Came on glued.
Oh, dude. Quick. I was so quick on my downswing coming across.
Mm-hmm.
Couldn't hit my driver. I wanted to take that thing and snap it in half.
Oh, that's the worst.
Oh, dude. So I ended up shooting okay. I think I still shot 80, but that was lucky because I'd hit a shit drive, but then my second shot, my approach shot would be 5 feet from the hole, you know what I mean? Or 10 feet. And I still somehow managed to 2-putt a 5-footer.
Recovery. A lot of people make a living off of that. Not to mention any names, Phil, but you know, a lot of people do that.
And my GIR is not as Brandon's is, because Brandon's stat line on GIR is what? 80-something percent?
I'm going to let Brad. Yeah, we'll see what Brad says about that. Brad plays with me weekly, but I would say, yeah, it's very, very high. But I'm a
Mine's-
habitual 2-putter. He's saying higher than
He said
than
higher.
80.
I never hit greens in regulation, but that means my putts are way down. Like, I'll be like, how many putts did you have? I had 26. Like, what? I'm like, I didn't hit a single goddamn green in regulation. There is, again, I hate to keep going back to Big Rec, and I know this is a very small audience.
That's
but
okay. I know the course you're talking about.
There's a par 3, 16, and my friend is like, you draw it there every goddamn time, and then you chip that motherfucker 2 feet from the pin. I don't care where it is, every time.
Yeah.
And he's like, you one putt it, and he's like, it's so annoying. He's like, it's so, and you par it. Like you're not one putting birdie, you're one putting par. And I'm like, that's what I do. That's just, I've got a master. Yeah, I do that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's frustrating to watch. Like Brad can attest for this. I'll hit, I'll put a real pretty shot into a par 3 and lip out for birdie, and then, tap in for par, whatever. And then I got somebody missing the green by 40 yards, puts one close and drops a 30-footer for par. And I'm like,
that's terrible.
Why me? Why did I have to see that? But no, it happens. I mean, the putting for me is the problem, really. Mm-hmm. And not that I'm a bad putter. I just lip out everything.
You're not using your 2 tips for putting that you gave last week on our show.
No, if we did that, I'd be different places. We'd be going places. But
it's so like I was just thinking about it today. Like our tee time got delayed. Like I had a 5:30 tee time.
Frost delay?
No. The starter's just like, oh, your tee time's actually at 5:50. And I'm like, did we get pushed back? He's like, no, that's what you booked. And I'm like, that's not what I booked. And you're letting a foursome go out in front of a 2. Like, what is, just for Christ's sakes, just let us go.
Yeah, just let us go.
Let us go.
We should be
now. So I'm already on tilt. And if I don't, whatever, like when I'm not playing well, it's because I'm losing consciousness on my downswing. Because like I'll
You're
be like
asleep by the time you get to hit the ball.
What did I do? Like if I have to really concentrate, and I've been practicing it so much of like, just like making sure that keep your elbow in, arm straight, coming, boom, perfect. And I'll do hundreds of shots. And even today, I made a bunch of those shots, but like, God, like everything else, like hitting it fat, like I don't hit it fat. Like I'm yelling at nobody. I don't hit it fat. I don't do that.
Nobody. I don't.
I did forget to mention this. This was pretty funny. I'm on hole 5. It's the longest par 5. It's like I said, 480 or something. I hit a freaking screamer drive. Dead center of the fairway. Well, it's hilly, so you can only see like the top of the flagstick. So I get my rangefinder out, right? Mm-hmm. And I shoot it. And I'm like, this just does not seem right. Like I think it said 189.
Right.
And I'm like,
on a par 5, you're like,
I'm like 300. I can hit a 300-yard drive every now and then, not all the time, but so I'm like, this looks, or it said, I knew I was further than that. I was thinking it was about 150. I'm like, yeah, fuck it. So I'm 179. I get 7-iron out. I fucking smoke. And there's carts behind the guys on the tee box behind the hole. I am not kidding you. Steven can attest to this. Steven, if you're on, throw a comment in here. I smoked the shit out of that dude's cart because when I should have been hitting like a 9.
Yeah, it was like
wedge,
150, and you thought it was like 180.
It was like 139, dude, not 179.
Okay. Oh my god!
So then I'm taking my rangefinder, and I'm like, motherfucker, God, throwing the damn thing.
You hit the pin on the next hole with your rangefinder.
I did. I was 40 yards over the green.
Yeah.
So we get down, and I'm like, the guys are there. I yelled 4 at him, and he's like, no big deal, dude. They were just drunk, so they didn't give a shit. So then I take it, and I'm like, all right, here we go, chip shot, boom. I put it 2 feet, 2 feet from the hole, and ended up birdieing that bastard.
There you go.
Now, granted, if that cart wasn't there, I'd have been 30 yards out of bounds.
See, you got the members down. You should have thanked that guy. You should have bought that guy a fucking beer.
I tried to give him my golf glove and sign it like Phil did. He's like, "Who the fuck are you?"
You're like, you know who the fuck I am, dude.
Yeah, dude. I'm the guy that hits the 7-iron into your cart.
Yep.
Yeah.
When I should have hit wedge. Yeah, it was fun. Brandon, what'd you do, man? I know you played a little bit this week.
Where do I begin, dude?
Oh shit! God damn it!
No, I mean
Hold on.
not.
Let me go through my
good.
text messages real quick because it's gonna be like, oh, I shot one over. I'm so pissed.
No, I mean I completely lost touch. I went and played a course that I have never played. These are not excuses. I'm just giving you guys the story, the timeline here. I've never played this course. I live in Phoenix, Arizona. So we have a lot of great courses to pick from. Maybe not as good as LA. Definitely not as good as LA. I've played some good courses out there.
No, probably better.
You think?
Phoenix? Hell yeah.
Dude, we have some great courses. I will say that. In Arizona in general. And not even, a political kick, but I played this has nothing to do with politics. I played Trump National a month ago, and that place is fucking insane.
Yeah.
Like super cool. And then we played Encanterra, the little par 3 course. Have you played that one?
No, I haven't played there yet.
You have to play it. It's like $80, $60, and it's rated like a top 5 par 3 course in the United States.
Mm-hmm.
And that place is nuts. It's right by Trump National. So that place I've played as well. But anyways, completely off topic. LA courses, I'm just saying, pretty good. Phoenix, we have this course called the Livin, and it's very nice. It's not very nice when there's 20-mile-an-hour winds out.
Right.
That's a little difficult, I would say, when you have a 230-yard par 3 with water in your face, or wind in your face over water, also probably water in your face.
Yeah.
And it was just like the wind was coming in so hard that at times I couldn't even swing correctly.
Oh, geez.
Like you just feel like you just have so much at you that you have to swing harder. And when it's windy, you don't need to swing harder. You need to swing slower and make sure you hit the ball correctly. And people
talked about that. We talked about that last week too, Brandon.
Oh, yeah.
We're talking about how windy it's been because it was like that up here too for me. And I'm like, I hit a fade.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a couple of holes. I'm like, this is not going to work today. I'm
right.
20-mile-an-hour wind blowing to the right, and I'm a right-handed.
It doesn't help anything.
Yeah.
But it's like, yeah, there was times where I was swinging out of my mind, just hooking the shit out of stuff, which is very uncharacteristic. And I shot an 83. I shot.
Hold on. Pause.
I shot 8 over on the front.
Timeout.
3 over on the back.
Put that on a calendar. I've never once heard Brandon say to me that I shot in the 80s yet.
That's
not
crazy.
Once.
This was ball and hole. This was also ball and hole. No gimmies. Me and my buddy Bush, which is fun. Me and my buddy Bush went and played the Livin, and he's pretty damn good. So him and I are usually around the same as each other. Kind of trade off weeks.
Is this the chip in master?
Oh, that's the chip master.
Yeah.
Like Phil Mickelson, nasty.
Yeah.
You want that guy to have a wedge in his hand in a scramble and not a putter. Like if you're off the green, you're like, it's fucking going in. But no, it was a very tough course, beautiful course. Like it's still fun to be out there golfing. You can't ask for much more, but I shot 83. The next day I went out. I think I shot the next day I went out and I was even through 17 and I triple bogeyed 18 at our course.
That's when you texted.
Was cool.
That's when you texted me.
Yeah. So I hit one in the water off the tee box, dropped, hit it into more water in front of the green.
Oh no.
Dropped and then 2-putt on a par 4. Nice little 7 there to end the day and lose my match. I was up. I was up 2 going into it. So that was cool. But yeah, I just I don't know. Sometimes you just have these days where nothing feels right. You wake up and you can't hit the ball right. And that's just golf, man. Like it doesn't matter who you are. You just, some days are just shit.
I'm gonna go on record and say I say that every time I play golf, and I say, why the hell do I spend money to play this fucking game?
It's
right?
So true.
Yeah, dude. I don't know. I get to golf so much, obviously, because of my, I have the little tournaments and shit like that. But my membership at my course is tiny. Like it's just an executive course. So I just ride the cart over there, almost every day and get to play. It's a lot of fun. But there's days where you just want to break every club in your bag and can't handle it. But no, it just happens to everybody, man. You get off and you just get in a funk and can't hit the fucking ball. And
you brought up Phil. I want to talk about. I want to hear what Adam has to say about Phil. About Phil winning at 50, winning a major.
Love it. I can't believe how emotional I was watching that whole scene.
Oh, dude, I was.
When the crowd was around him and everybody was running out, and I know a lot of it, there was the pent up frustration of what's happened over the last year, and people just want to be out and people just want to be a part of the crowd and everything. And they got a little bit exuberant, and they surround. Brooks couldn't even make it through the crowd, which is like, and I know people thought like he sounded like a dick about, hey, my knees hurt or whatever. It's like, he still wants to win this tournament.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
And you guys like are around him. Like it's not a game to everybody. Okay? It's not your buddies talking S to each other.
Yeah.
Like he's still, and like, if he chips one in or if he birdies, like shit could have gone differently. But I just think for Phil, for a guy that we really love and, somebody who, you see this happen all the time. It's like, God, he's 50. Like it's tough. Like he had that one great round a couple of weeks ago, right out the gate. You're like, oh, that's nice. And then I guess he did make the cut, but it's like, God, he hasn't been
bad after that. Yeah.
He hasn't done anything. Like he hasn't been in contention. He hasn't been there on a Sunday or moving day or anything like that. And for him, like even part of this, you were like,
that's
okay,
insane.
first round's awesome. Second round, okay, let's see. Moving day, he's still there.
Yep.
And you're like, okay, you felt like this could really happen. Like this is something that, of all the people that to have the crowds back, for Phil, that was very important. I'm not saying that he wouldn't have won had the crowds not been there. But if there was going to be somebody who was able to handle those crowds and use that emotion to spur him, it was going to be Phil, especially in a tough course that it had turned out to be. So it was amazing. Like it is a triumph, of just seeing all these like him, Brady, all these old guys, LeBron, like all these old guys going out there and still doing their thing. As I become an older man myself.
Yeah.
Just seeing somebody out there and like, obviously I'll never be to Phil's level, but this was a guy that had to go play in the Champions Tour.
Right.
And you thought like, oh, and he went out and like, how unfair is that now?
Oh,
right.
He wins
that
keep
first,
murdering people in the Champions Tour.
He wins that first one. And we see this all the time. Like the 50-year-olds will go and dominate just because it makes sense. They're the ones most recently on tour, but Phil still winning majors. Can now go, I wish he'd play a Champions Tour event this week just to be a dick.
Just
like,
go
and
win too.
I'm gonna
go 25 under and win by 13 strokes.
Yeah. Go win this thing right there.
Oh my God, that'd be awesome.
It was magical. Like I didn't think, as a jaded person who works in sports, I was hoping that once again, I think Tiger obviously winning the Masters in 2019 was
awesome.
one of those moments.
Yeah.
But I don't know why Phil felt more special. And I think it's because of the pandemic and everything and just having things taken from us. And then it just felt a little bit like we were able to take something back. And then Tiger's was amazing. Tiger's was a huge deal. Although I always, what that's so funny is like, I work with people who are like, there's a guy that I work with who's from Boston who thinks he's like this big Tiger fan. And I'm like, bitch, you are not a Tiger fan. And he's like, what do you mean? He's like, I'm like, I don't know who Boston's most famous golfer is, but root for that motherfucker. Cause you don't get Tiger. You don't get to root for the Celtics and the Patriots and the Red Sox and all those douchebag teams.
Tiger.
Yeah.
And then get to be like, oh, but I'm a huge Tiger fan. Like, nope. Tiger's
Nope.
part of the Lakers, Angels.
Off limits. Yeah, off limits for
Kings.
you Boston guys.
Yeah, like it's because somebody was like, "Oh, is that the way it is?" Like you can only root for a guy, and I know it's difficult because people know me as a Chicago person,
Yeah.
but at the same, I grew up in Southern California, and I remember Tiger being in high school. We were ardent Tiger fans, and like it was a big deal. Like one of my friends played against Tiger in high school and beat him, and even back then,
Holy
as a
shit.
high schooler, when
Yeah.
Tiger was at Western High, beating Tiger was a huge deal. Like we knew he was going to be something because then he goes to see. I don't know how it was like for the rest of the country, but we all knew about Tiger, and like people would go, they would go to Dad Miller or Cypress Golf Course or whatever it was, and go watch him play. Like it was a big deal. So that's why I'm like, no, you're not a Tiger fan. Like shut up. Like
yeah, you're a Tiger fan. You went to Cal, right? Cal.
Who, me?
Yeah.
I went to Cal State Fullerton.
Okay, Cal State Fullerton. That's right.
Orange
I went
County, where Tiger is from.
There you go. Yeah, I went to Cal Berkeley for a year, for a couple semesters.
Oh, did you play on the team? Were you like
Yeah.
teammates with Max Homa?
No, not with Max. But I was there for 1 year, and then I stopped going to class. So then I had to. So then I came back home, and then I went to U of A.
Oh,
And
good
finished
for
out
you.
there. But yeah, Max is he's fucking hilarious, dude. I'm a fan of Max. He's a good guy.
He also knows Big Rec too, which is actually one of my friends beat him. We play in this Hartwell. So they used to have a Hartwell, or they have everybody has a tournament at Hartwell. And one of my friends was in a tournament before Max got his tour card back. And he's like, I beat Max Homa. And I'm like, oh, I'm sure that thrilled. I go, that's why he's playing so well now.
Yeah,
because he
just wanted some back.
He went to go play at his buddy's Hartwell Classic tournament, and then was shamed.
He's like, dude, this is never happening again.
Like, F this.
Yeah. Yeah. You know who? So I'm thinking of not. I don't want to like name drop because I don't want to do that because I'm not
Listen, I understand where you're coming from because like I remember one time George Clooney told me, he's like, Rank, never name drop. And so it's unbecoming. I understand. But you do what you got to do.
Okay. So, Kyle Long.
Yeah.
So Kyle Long's dad lives here in the off season. So Kyle Long and I golf like when he was here, we golf probably twice a week.
So you and Kyle, Kyle's like a sweet person. Like
I
really
love Kyle.
nice. What a nice person.
His dad is like the biggest sweetheart too, for like a nasty, football player,
sure.
Hall of Fame guy.
Yeah.
Sweetheart.
Heard nothing but great things about Howie.
Oh, dude. Awesome. But so Kyle actually said that he's played with Max Homa quite a bit of times and that he really likes Max, that Max is like a super cool guy.
Yeah.
So that'd be a guy that I think is in Arizona often. I need to try and play with. That'd be fun. But next time you're in Arizona, you got to come play with me for sure.
I'm scared now.
Don't even worry about it.
If you ever come to Nashville, Adam, I will gladly have you come play with me because I am not anywhere. I am nowhere near that man's level in golf.
Yeah, when the guys in the 80s, I feel okay with because you're still making bad shots here and there.
Oh, yeah, all the time.
But playing with Scratchy McScratcherson, you're like, fuck, man.
Yeah.
It's like, you're just ruining his day.
Or
her day.
Brandon's the one that's playing the blue tees, and I'm up playing the whites, and he's out driving me by 40 yards still,
That is the one nice thing. That is the one nice thing. It's like when your tee shots are actually further, but you can't talk shit because you're like, well, I'm teeing off from the whites. But
you guys will like this.
Yeah.
Bring Brad. Brad, come back in for a second. Tell them about your best drive.
Hold on.
And then
go ahead, Brad.
Seriously, that's why you want to bring him back in? All right, so I have the best drive I've ever had in my life. I probably swung it 320 yards off of our course here. And then Brandon comes in, just nonchalantly doesn't say a thing, puts it easily 30 yards past my ball.
Of course.
It's like, why do you even try anymore? Thanks, Brandon.
He called me an asshole immediately.
Yeah.
Thanks, asshole. That was the best drive of my life. I was like, hey, bro, I think they're building did you hear about the new target they're building between your ball and mine?
Oh,
So Adam, that's what you have to look forward to if you play with this asshole.
Yeah.
that happened like on 2. I hit a nice approach shot today.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, excuse me.
You're good.
I'm already choked up. So I was like 6 feet from the pin. And then my friend stuck it and was like within 12 inches.
Oh,
I'm like, oh, you got to be kidding me.
You call him a dick at least?
Oh, yeah. I made him putt it out.
There you go. Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's good. I've seen you miss those. Put that out.
No, you got to putt that out.
Yeah.
Because he picked it up and I'm like, that's a stroke.
Yeah.
I didn't give that to you.
Nice 3, dog. Yeah.
Didn't give that to you.
We
just got par, baby.
Yeah. Nice
we picked, me and Brandon kind of pick winners for the upcoming tournaments. Like we do a prediction.
Yeah.
And I don't know why I was like, I'm going with DJ.
Yeah.
And this son of a bitch, the number 1 ranked player in the world, hasn't made a cut in 2 weeks now.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, he's got
I put like $50 on
He's got a great
FanDuel.
life. Yeah.
FanDuel, he's doing backflips off Wayne
Yacht.
Gretzky's fucking yacht.
Yeah.
And he's pulling out of a tournament because his back hurts. I'm
Did
like,
you see that, Adam?
really, bro?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I saw it.
Yeah. So I picked DJ. Of course, he didn't make the cut. I can't remember. Who'd you pick, Brent? You picked Colin, didn't you?
I picked Morikawa.
Yeah, at
He
least
made the cut,
at
but-
least he made the damn cut.
He was actually in contention like the first 2 days. He was 3 shots off the lead, and then
Yeah.
Then the Cavs
yeah.
got activated for Phil Mickelson. And
that's a California guy as well.
Yeah. Another Cal guy.
Cal Berkeley guy, right?
Brandon,
So-
what the hell is this thing you sent me? Impact on rangefinders. Are you talking about the tournament? Are you
Yeah,
talking about the
remember they got to
tournament?
use them.
Yeah.
And what difference did that make? Not a goddamn difference whatsoever.
Yeah.
Difference, dude.
That's how
I
good
saw-
those caddies are. More credit to them. They could use
Yeah.
rangefinders, and it was the same, if not worse. I don't know.
Yeah.
Let him.
I saw
I'm sure-
DeChambeau use it a couple of times. It didn't help him much.
Yeah,
but-
how'd that go for him?
He's probably using the slope.
Mm-hmm. He's using the old slope.
which he wasn't supposed to. I think it was just for distance, right?
Oh, only
Yeah.
for distance. But you know,
Yeah.
Patrick Reed's like, you can read slope on this thing?
Oh, Patrick Reed had slope activated.
Oh,
this
my
was
God.
slope only.
Engaged. Slope engaged.
Slope only.
100%. He had
Yep.
the slope working.
Oh my god.
All right, Brandon. You ready to do what you want to do?
Oh yeah, Adam,
What are we doing?
we're doing it.
All right.
Yeah.
The 19 holes
Oh,
because
geez.
it's the 19th. You know.
There's no way I get through 3 of these.
So the game goes.
Yeah.
I give you 19 questions.
Mm-hmm.
72 seconds is even par.
Okay.
So you could go low if you get through all of them. You could go very high
Oh, we're going high.
if you don't. We're
Okay.
going high. So
He's
we're
like,
going
he's like, I'm going to be in that upper echelon of 55% of people who shoot over
I'm
100.
gonna be right around 96 where I was this morning. Is that embarrassing? Like I feel
No.
bad. Like
no,
I don't.
not at all.
Not at all.
I was sitting there. So the last time I shot a 93 at Big Rec, and I told you, I felt my 93 could have been a 78, but today's 96 felt like it should have been 126.
It felt, yeah.
I'm like, how
a
did I
96.
shoot so well? And you're like, I had a couple of nice pars and a couple of really nice chips.
Yeah.
Couldn't put them all together.
No. But hey, that's golf, right?
Yeah,
What are you gonna
that's
do?
golf. What are you going to do? Yeah.
All right. Who's timing this? Brad
I got
or
it.
Adam?
I
You
got it. Go. You ready?
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Hey, whoa.
Are these
all right.
trivia questions?
Yeah.
No,
it's like
no,
in
no, no, no.
1967, who made a 3-putt at the Masters?
Oh, Sevi Ballesteros.
Yeah. Bryson DeChambeau's nickname is also Rochambeau.
God damn him.
No, I'm just kidding. It's
I
not,
got it.
but I'm going to start calling him that forever now. I love that. Rochambeau. One of
Well,
my
we need
buddies
to,
said that.
when we're done with this, we need to bring up the Koepka
Oh, yeah.
DeChambeau
Oh, yeah,
thing.
yeah, yeah. That's best rivalry in sports
Yeah.
You ready?
besides Bears Packers.
Yep.
All right. Okay. You tell me. You say go.
The
and-
clock
and
will
we'll go.
start. I will start the clock after the question has been read.
Okay.
Go.
All right. Adam Rank. Mallet or blade putter?
Blade.
Long par 3 or short par 5?
Short par 5.
Would you rather 3-putt for bogey or chip in for double?
3-putt for bogey.
Ooh. TaylorMade or Titleist ball or
Neither.
Srixon?
Srixon.
Beer of choice on the course.
Michelob Ultra.
Are you a shirt tucked in or an untucked guy?
Tuck in.
3-iron blade or a hybrid?
3-iron blade.
Favorite golfer?
Adam Scott.
Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence for fantasy football this year? If both
Justin
start.
Fields.
Okay. Walk or ride the cart?
Walk.
Do you call it a bunker or a sand trap?
Sand trap.
Are you laying up or sending it?
Sending it.
You're 3 feet off the green, chipping or putting?
Putting.
My friend blank sucks at golf.
Bow.
Phil or Tiger?
Tiger.
Bucket list golf course.
St. Andrews.
Most beers drank between you and one friend in 18 holes.
19.
Favorite number ball.
2.
And 19th question, favorite curse word on the golf course.
God damn it.
Done.
Hey, he's good.
That was good. That was
Hey,
quick.
Hey, 85.
Oh, yeah.
We've
Hold
done
on.
it. We broke 90.
Hold on a second. I think the 19 beers came way too quick. That was made
That
up.
was very.
No, it's not made up. By the way, see, I got people don't like the blades anymore. Man,
I
love it.
switched to a mallet for the first time ever.
I hate the mallet.
They're big. They're
I'm-
clunky.
I feel
My
like-
only thing was the 3-iron blade or the hybrid. I can't hit a 3, 4, or 5-iron blade to save my damn life.
Well,
Since I bought hybrids.
Srixon makes a 3U, but I guess it counts as a blade because I play the ZX5s.
Those
So they're
Those
the
are sweet.
ZX5s are real. It's like they asked me if I wanted to play the blades, and I'm like, nah, just give me the 5s.
Yeah.
And I hit the 3. Like, gosh, I haven't been playing it because I've really fallen in love with my 5-wood. So, but then a lot of times I'm not in the middle of I'm not in the fairway, so I've got to hit that 3.
Yeah.
God, I hit one today, and I'm like, what did I do that ball did not travel? I think
Hit it high on the face?
I must have, because I thought I hit it well.
Or
it
toe.
sounded great. And I'm just like, oh, don't go past. I'll get to the green at least. Jesus. And it didn't. And I'm like, I don't understand this.
Yeah.
I want a physics lesson. Where's Bryson DeChambeau?
Yeah. Where's Rochambeau?
Where's
Get Rochambeau in here.
Oh, but the 19 beers between me and a buddy
Yeah.
was actually my friend drinking 18, and I had 1.
There's no way. Why? How does this
Why?
happen?
He's a fucking lunatic. I don't know. It was a 5-hour round at Paradise. What is it? Hidden Valley.
Paradise
Hidden
Valley?
Yeah, Norco.
Okay.
North Corona.
Cal. Oh, North Corona.
North
Okay.
Corona. I grew up in
like
Corona,
that.
California,
Yeah.
which is not cool to talk about now, but
Corona was pretty cool.
Hidden Valley Parkway. So it's Hidden Valley Golf Course.
Yeah.
Dude, the guy was just slamming beers. And that's why, Michelob Ultra, me and Brooks Koepka.
Get you a tasty one.
So, you know what I like about Michelob Ultra is that you can have like 40 of them and you're
And you're
still
good.
lucid. It is my day drinking. Like, we went to the Royal Rumble in Arizona
Yeah.
because like there was a stretch where I like obviously I'll drink local brewed beers, IPAs and stuff like that. And I used to be like the guy, like, I'm gonna have 2 of these and then I'll be good. And usually you can be like, there's a tap room by us, Rip Beer Company. Going,
Right.
I'll have 2. I'm fine. I leave. No big deal. But when you're at an event like the Royal Rumble, your math starts to get quirky to where you're like, oh, I can have
2
2
plus
of
2
these.
is 1.
But I had 2 like 4 hours ago. So that was actually when something switched in my mind because I landed because we flew in, and normally I would be like, Yeah, just give me an IPA to start. And then you're dead. You're not
Those are-
making
yeah,
it. You're
those hit
not
different,
making
if
it.
you will.
You're not even if it's one, you're not making it. But if you sit there and you go Michelob Ultra or you go whatever your domestic beer of choice is, and you're like, I'm going to commit to drinking Ultras today, although I did throw in some Dos Equis, then you can usually hang, and it's not that big a deal. You're like, okay. And that's what my friend did. He brought an 18-pack of Ultras.
Yeah.
And he was like drinking them. And I usually don't drink on the golf course.
No?
And so, no, I don't like it. I'm there to play the
I have
goddamn game.
I'm totally opposite. If I'm not drinking, I'm not. I feel like I'm not playing good.
Two things I'm always drinking: watching football and playing golf. I like
Okay.
have to have a beer in my hand. I don't know. It's not good.
I just hate it. I like drinking afterwards. Like I'll go and throw some beers down.
The 19th hole, if you will.
Yeah, and it's 9:30 in the morning. I don't give a fuck. I'll start throwing down some beers. The one
look at Brad throwing out the great stat here.
love it. I love him.
Michelob Ultra number 6.
Number
first
6.
drink.
What's number 1?
Yeah, what's number 1?
If it's not the silver bullet.
Yes, it's Bud Light.
Oh,
Who the drinks Bud Light?
Ooh, Packers
That's
fan.
such a terrible beer. Just a dumb beer. Like people, like somebody was trying to say, like, what was it? Miller Lite has just as few calories as Ultra. I'm like, it still sucks though. It doesn't taste good.
It doesn't. Yeah, it's
Ultra
not-
tastes good. Like it's like, yeah, it's a good beer.
You can drink it down. Miller
good-
Lite, you get that shit aftertaste. You're like,
I don't like, like my friends. I have a bunch of friends who are Miller Lite people, and I can't deal with it. I think Michelob is a Budweiser product, so I shouldn't shit on Bud Light or something.
yeah.
I gotta
Whoa.
I gotta get my sponsors, aligned. You know what I'm saying?
Uh-oh.
I
My caddy has
your
a problem with
caddy's
us
in here.
bashing on
Yeah,
on
your
Miller.
caddy's in here.
Molson.
He said, don't hate on Miller. Beer is goated.
I know people like what they like. I shouldn't say that.
Yeah.
I don't prefer it. It's not my first choice. I'll tell you what, though, if I go to a bar and they only have Miller Lite on tap as the domestic American lager,
Yeah.
I'm going to drink a Miller Lite. Like, I'm not going to sit there and be a bitch about it. I have friends who are so committed to Bud Light. We were in Vegas one time watching games, and this lady brings out a bucket of Miller Lights, and my friend goes, whoa, we ordered Bud Light. And she's like, oh, crap. She's like, you're right. She's like,
Oh, you got a better beer. I'm sorry.
she's like, that's my mistake. But like, take this bucket of, she's like, I'm not going to charge you for this bucket of Miller Lite. And he was such a dick to her. I'm like, he's like, send it back. I'm like, she can't take it back because they're all open, you goof. Like, what is wrong with you? Do you not know how food and beverage companies work? Like, Jesus Christ.
Drink the Miller Lite.
Oh my God, I
real,
drank
yeah.
them. It was a 6. It was a bucket of 6.
There you go.
And so,
As you should.
They made her bring back up like Miller, like they bring back out Bud Lights or whatever. And when they were like, hey, like we need to chip in for the waitress, like you owe. I'm like, bitch, I got the free Miller
I got
Lights.
free beer. Yeah. You know
And
how
if
much
you
my
weren't-
bill was? Free
if you weren't-
99, bitch.
If you weren't such a dick to that young lady who made a mistake, it was a busy Vegas weekend.
Yeah.
And she made a mistake and said, keep these beers for free. Now I gave her $20
Oh yeah.
because like I'm a gentleman.
Yeah, absolutely.
But like that, I had to, like, I did it in that moment. Cause like, I was like, Jesus, dude. Like, and I pulled out and she's like, no. She's like, I'm not charging you for it. And I said, I know you're not, but this
That's why I'm
$20
giving
is
you
for
this.
you.
Yeah.
She's like, oh my God, thank you. Yeah, I don't hang out with those guys anymore, by the way. Fun fact, that was the last time I hung out with them. That is very, like, that is one thing that I cannot fucking stand.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
If you're rude
to a server.
to the server, if you're hitting on the cart girl, like,
Yeah.
just please stop it.
I
She's
have
got to
taken-
hear this. If she likes you, she will let you know. She
She'll
does
let you
not
know.
like you. Please. And then like some of them, and a lot of times if they are nice to you, she's trying to earn tips. Like realize that.
Yeah, read the
dumbass.
room. Yeah, read the room. It's
When
like being
she-
at a strip club. Yeah, like
Yeah.
yeah, they're working on tips.
I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means.
Never been to one. I'm just from it. I've heard
I've
from
been to
friends.
them. I have
It's the
been.
same thing.
Whatever,
Yeah.
I've been.
I've been.
Did you ever date somebody and then realize like, oh my God, you're a stripper? Has that ever happened to you?
I don't know about date, but
Okay. Fair, whatever. Even
not
for a
yet,
night?
yeah. Yeah. Hopefully my significant other isn't watching this podcast right now.
I was
But,
one of my college girlfriends. I'm like, where do you work? What is this? Fritz's too? You told me you worked at a restaurant. She's like, we serve food there.
An all-day buffet.
I'm like, oh yeah, the day shift has a buffet. Okay. You got me. She's like, I didn't want you to think. And I'm like, whatever.
Brandon, we're canceled.
Yeah, we're this.
Oh my God, is that it?
that'll do it. No, it's good. No.
I just noticed there's a private chat and you're like, you're getting us fired. Oh, sorry.
Yeah. That's Juan.
That's Juan,
The president
Of our network. Yeah.
Sapphires in Vegas has a great steakhouse. One of the comments. There you go.
Yeah.
From my caddy. There you go.
Good Lord.
That's a Vegas boy. He's from Vegas.
Oh.
So bless his heart that he had a lot of fun. What were we even talking about?
I don't know. This has turned into an awesome episode of not about much golf, and I fucking love it.
Yeah.
It's
What else?
Me rank bitching about golf, telling you how much he hates Miller
I
Lite.
can't wait to title this when I title this episode and send it out to Apple.
I think people, it's always I'm always hesitant to go on these.
Random podcasts.
Yeah.
Well, not random, but it's like people are like, oh, I think less of you now. Like this guy did
Jesus
what?
Christ.
He dated a stripper. He drinks Michelob Ultra. Like, who is this person?
All right.
I thought he was the guy who did the hype train on whatever that show is on ESPN.
Yeah.
Like that's a great one. Like,
we do need to bring this up though, the Koepka and DeChambeau thing.
Let's do it.
This
is
I'm Team Brooks, and you
Yes.
guys.
Oh yes, I am. No, I am.
Yes.
Too.
Why aren't you guys DeChambeau fans?
Dude, I'm not a Rochambeau fan.
But like, listen, like I don't want you to take this in a bad way. Like I don't mean any disrespect.
But I look like a douchebag.
But like Koepka's a cool guy. You know, like he's like cool, like me. You guys are dorks who work really hard at your craft, but you're not as cool as people like Brooks and me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
No,
we're working
I'm teasing.
We're working super hard
I'm
over
just,
here.
Yeah.
I'm
No.
just teasing.
Can you tell by the 3 followers we had today that we're working super hard to promote this podcast?
Dude,
I was like Will Brinson was like, "Hey, I love Brooks." I'm like, "Bro, you're not cool enough to like Brooks." Come on, Will. You're the DeChambeau of fantasy sports.
the Rochambeau.
Yeah, I'm teasing. I love Will Brinson.
Oh no,
I'm having a go. We're friends.
How could you know what? Honestly, for me, with DeChambeau, if he didn't wear the fucking hat, wouldn't we all kind of like him a little more?
Yeah,
I liked him when he was.
dude.
I liked him as the nerdy guy.
Yeah, like be the science guy, the analytics guy.
Loved it.
I love it. Yeah, why not?
But
like,
then he had to be like, now he's built like Arn Anderson from the 70s.
What the fuck? What are we doing here?
Double A.
There's no reason for it. Only one person ever got ripped and did well in golf, and that was Tiger Woods. And outside of that, like, why are we lifting?
No, David Duval got all swole.
That's right.
He was out there eating energy bars to try to keep up with Tiger, and it didn't work. The guy who kept up with Tiger was more portly, although he had badass calves like Phil
Mickelson. Even John Daly gave him a run for his money a couple times.
Well, there's always been people who are like, oh yeah, remember when? Like, watch the Golf Channel. Like, hey, Justin Leonard, I remember when you went after Tiger.
Hey, Corey Pavin.
There you go.
The gutty little Bruin. That guy would play. That guy would play big wreck.
Oh yeah,
and not be able to get on the first green off driver. Like every other pro would be hitting 5-iron to that green. Corey Pavin would be swinging out of his shoes driver and still not get it there. But that's why I like him.
In still. Yeah,
That's why I like him.
That dude smashed 230-yard drives, dude.
Yeah, like 240. Like that was it. But like, that's still good. He won tournaments.
That son of a bitch has more money than I do. That's all.
Oh yeah.
Say.
Did it go straight? That's all that matters.
Hell yeah.
My dad used to piss me off when I was young with that stuff. He doesn't play driver. He'll just hit a 3-iron off the tee. 210, 215. Dead straight. Me, I'll hit a 330-yard drive. I'm way up there. Just shit on my next shot and he pars and I bogey. Like if you could hit the ball straight, that's all you can ask for, dude.
Yeah.
All this distance shit doesn't really help. DeChambeau or Rochambeau is a perfect example of that. But
yeah, there's other parts of his game. I guess like he is trying to work. I mean, he's in contention.
Oh yeah.
He wasn't on Sunday, so he's actually he can be a better putter.
Yeah, chipping around the green is.
I was going to say that around the green he is dog shit.
He's bad.
Dog shit.
Not bad. I mean, he's a professional golfer, but he's not. He is not He's not on the same level as all those other guys out there with a wedge in his hand, a 56 or a 60. He just can't put it that close.
Yeah.
Hey, Brad, pull something up. I heard something about DeChambeau. I know he drives the ball. He's obviously hits it 375, but bring up his fairways in regulation. I don't think he hits the fairway.
It's got to be bad.
I think he was like 170. I think he was like 170th out of 215 or something.
172nd or something like that. But while he's pulling that up, did you guys see any of that on Twitter today, Adam?
That's what I was going to tell you to say, Brandon, because we talked before we got on here. I saw the video of Koepka, but I didn't see the Twitter beef that
was funny, and all the memes that they're making. Also, shout out to Tom Brady for bashing on Aaron Rodgers.
Oh man, that was great.
He's the GOAT, man. I can't get over it. I mean,
good.
But no, Koepka tweeted at Aaron Rodgers and said, "I'm sorry," because Aaron Rodgers got partnered up with
DeChambeau in the tournament.
Oh, I didn't see that.
You didn't see that? Oh my god! And then Rochambeau, I'm just gonna keep calling him that forever. Yeah. Rochambeau replied to him and said something along the lines of, "I'm glad to see I still live rent free in your head."
Oh no.
I'll pull up the exact, but I love that, man. I didn't know that they hated each other that much until this week. I really
do. I knew they didn't like each other.
There you go.
I didn't know it was like that.
There's your stat. DeChambeau's ranked 165 for fairways in regulation.
Oof.
Not
Jesus good. Lord. But also, if you're him, why are you hitting the ball so damn hard to put a wedge in your hand? You don't want a wedge in your hand.
When you can't hit a wedge.
Yeah. Hit a 3-iron, dude. You can hit it 270.
Yeah.
That shit kills me. I saw him one time.
Yeah.
It's like 234 yards from the pin. He pulls out an 8-iron. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me, bro? An 8-iron? I'm going to be lucky to get a 4 hybrid there.
Dude, and so Brad plays with me, but I hit the ball very long, and his is like stupid long. Like my pitching wedge is my 160 club.
Mm-hmm.
And DeChambeau's like, 230 out? Yeah. 8-iron.
9-iron.
Maybe a 9-iron. You're like, what the how? What are we doing here?
Yeah.
So, but if you're him,
because I always want to be between 80 and 100 because then I can pull out my 60.
Yeah.
Yep. I swing that really well.
There you go.
It's like that. Like you always know what you want to do. Mm-hmm. And I'm like, I don't understand how he doesn't have that.
He needs to have somebody.
Mind.
Oh yeah. Working him from the green back. Like
you need to get to that spot. Like that's what you need more than anything. Like there's times where there's reachable par 4s, like just dumb, like some of like executive courses like you were talking about, was like a 250 and you're like, I'm probably not going to reach that's different because that's different because of what you I probably could reach it. And if I was 10 yards off, that's still advantageous. But something like where you would go between driver and 5-wood.
Right.
And you're like, well, do I want the 40-yard shot where I'm kind of like, but I know if I can take a full swing 60, I feel more comfortable with that than trying to half swing my 60.
Yeah.
Or trying to half swing a pitching wedge or something like that.
Yeah.
How he has it, like, why doesn't he do that more?
Yeah.
To just hit an iron. I'm sure he can hit an iron straighter than he can hit that damn driver.
Oh yeah.
I'm positive. Like, I don't know, but I guess I battle with shit like that too. I could probably, some of the holes that we have on our executive course, I could hit an 8-iron on a par 4 and I have, 100 in or 115.
Yeah.
And that would probably be a better distance for me because I'm dog shit from 40.
Yeah.
Like, that's just not a good distance for me. So I think it's just the idea of like, if you're closer to the hole, you feel like you're better.
Yeah.
But you're not. If you can't hit the shot, then there's no reason in hitting it. So I think he'd save himself a ton of, he could be very damn good if he hit the ball, if he just used an iron on every hole.
It's so funny because there's a hole in this course that I play like every week. And if I hit driver straight, I end up 40 yards from the pin, and it's very difficult for me.
I'll chop down 60.
Chunking it or doing something stupid.
Yeah.
But every time I push it, or if it fades a little bit, and I end up like 80 to 90 yards instead, but still in the fairway, like I'm putting that bitch on the green. Like, boom. Like, why don't I just hit it here every time?
Oh, yeah.
Why do I have to continue to be like, nope, going straight for the goddamn pin?
Yeah, working from the green back is like, that's what we should all do. But we can't do it for some reason. I don't know. Like, I don't know what it is. So, but him being a professional golfer, somebody should be telling him that. That's a different, it's a different game.
Yeah.
Different game for sure.
Yeah. But I don't know. I love it.
Adam.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate you coming on tonight, man.
Oh my God. Thanks for having me on.
I just looked up and I'm like, holy shit, we talked for an hour and 10 minutes.
I told you, I'm a rundown killer. I'm a time killer.
It's freaking awesome, man.
No, it's
Habitual
fun.
rundown killers. How close are we to your next show?
Oh, I'm 13 minutes late, but it's okay.
Yeah.
All right.
Fuck them. They're fine.
Since you're 13 minutes late, plug your podcast and where can everybody follow you?
Oh, thank
and
you
by
so
the
much.
way, the bastard hasn't followed me back yet. It's okay.
Oh, yeah.
That's okay.
You got to hit me in when I DM you is when you have to be like, oh, hit me up there. I'm getting close to 1,000 people that I follow. I don't want to go. I don't want to go 4 digits.
I feel that.
Then I got to start losing some people. There's people like, do I really need to be following Carrot Top? Probably not. I follow him. I love the top, and I follow him on Instagram. I don't need to follow him on both if he's not following me back.
Right.
Do you ever feel bad like when a celebrity's following you and you're like, oh shit, I'm not following him here? That happened to me.
Oh, yeah.
Because I realized that Matt Jackson was following me on Instagram, and I'm like, oh shit, like how long has this been going on? And I want to low key follow him,
but you don't want to blow up your spot.
Like, oh, like I'm badass. Like, oh, one of the young bucks is following me, but yeah, fuck him. I'm not following him back. But anyway, speaking of Instagram, you can follow me on Instagram at Adam Rank NFL. There's a lot of the feed is a lot of football. The stories are a lot of golf in my family. So you might get a kick out of that. I'm on Twitter at Adam Rank, and then my YouTube page, Adam Rank NFL, with, of course, my podcast, the Adam Rank Podcast. But, whatever. Do what you like. Subscribe. Do whatever. If not, it's cool. You're still friends.
Whatever you want to do.
Dude, we really appreciate you coming on, though. It's super cool.
It's my pleasure.
Super cool of you to take time out just to come on our little measly podcast that we have that me and Brandon do once a week. And it's cool to have somebody on. You were actually our first guest. We've been doing
This is like
Brandon?
our 3rd episode? 4th episode now?
Oh,
we
sick.
just do this for fun, man. And,
Yeah.
it's obviously not making money and doing a bunch of
We're just doing it for
make
fun.
money when you go to buy shit off Fanatics.
If you
Yeah.
buy shit off Fanatics, yeah.
Go buy a Strixon hat off Fanatics.
But anyway,
yeah.
man, we appreciate you coming on. And anytime you want to come on, man, we will be glad.
Yeah, I'll
have
be
you.
back.
You play a
Come on.
course that you like, whatever, you let us know.
Yeah.
We'll come on and talk about it.
This is where I'm going to come and bitch about everything now.
There you go. Yeah. I play Chambers Bay in Washington on Friday. So that'll be
Nice.
fun.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
awesome.
I'll be talking about that. But yeah, whenever
All
you
right,
want to
brother.
come
You
back,
go do
you are welcome.
You go do your show, man. You go do
All
your
right.
show now. We appreciate
Later, brother.
you.
Thank you. Appreciate you
Thank
guys.
All right. That was pretty freaking cool.
He's awesome. I mean,
He's awesome, dude.
just like one of the boys, That's fun.
It's so cool. I want to say a couple of things real quick before we get off here because we're at an hour and 15 minutes. Anybody that watched us live tonight, we appreciate everything that you guys do.
We had quite a bit of traffic.
We did have quite a bit of traffic tonight. And thanks to Brad, obviously, now Mr. Stats Guy, that helps immensely with our vast non-knowledge of golf, of golf stats.
I love it. I am very glad that we brought you in, Brad, and that it works very well.
Yeah,
I like having all that up there.
I'm glad you got to tell a story about you hit a 320 yard bomb of your life, and then Brandon fucking outdrives you by 30 yards. Thanks for putting the target in between our balls.
Said, Brad, come back in. Just tell him about that time.
Brandon's been behind the scene all night. And Brandon makes him come in and tell him that story. It's so freaking awesome.
Like, hey, Brad, let us know. Hey, it was a great drive, though, by you.
But in all honesty, please, if you guys are watching live, we appreciate you. Please go subscribe, share, review it. We don't care who you send it to. Family, friends, YouTube, Apple. If you guys are listening on Apple or Spotify or whatever, we appreciate that too. Please go hit the subscribe button, leave us a review. And once a week, Brandon's getting ready to go play Chambers Bay. I'm going to play.
Brad's looking at me like, take it easy.
Yeah. I don't know if I'm going to play this week. I got a little charity tournament coming up. I probably need to play, but I don't know. We'll see. You guys will find out next week, I guess, when
do it.
I probably will.
Do it.
I like drinking beer.
Same.
But yeah, big shout out to Adam Rank for good Lord. I knew if you're watching live, you saw that. If you're listening, Brandon just threw up 4 beers and he has one in his hand. Is that a 5th beer? Or does that count as your 4th?
I hope so.
Oh, good Lord. We're going to get off here now. No, but in all honesty, it was great tonight. Brandon, big shout out to you for getting Adam to come on tonight. That was clutch.
Hey, that's what I do. We'll try to get somebody else. I love Adam though. I think Adam might come back. Seemed to have a good time. So
yeah, he was great for an hour and 15 minutes. We just talked bullshit. Yeah. It was great.
Yep.
Anyway, we appreciate you guys. We will see you guys. I'm hoping back to our regularly scheduled Thursday. I don't know. When are you going to be back, Brandon?
Yeah, we're good for Thursday. I got the scramble on Wednesday. I'm back Wednesday? Back Wednesday, scramble Wednesday, podcast Thursday.
There you go, people. We will see you guys next week.